Hello everyone, Wolfie here. I have received multiple questions and was shown desires about, but not entirely, pink color in World of Warcraft. No, this is not Vanilla WoW, this is TBC, and here today we are talking about Paladins. It might not be new to Alliance, but for Horde it meant that they have an additional class among their ranks. A class that is not limited to a role or two roles, but it can choose one from up to 3 roles in raid composition, while the Alliance got Shamans at the same time. I'll just say this, Paladins are a decent class to choose, disregarding the leveling process, it's fun to play. Anyway, let's cut to the chase and dive into how to successfully start as a Paladin in TBC. DPSing, tanking, and healing roles in TBC are not always balanced. Some DPSing classes have a good support to offer for their lack of DPS, like Retribution Paladin. Hard-hitting, slow attacking, melee class that puts the Judgment debuff on target, increasing critical strike chance of all physical DPSers by a whole 3%. And that's the most important part. We will talk more about the usefulness of Retribution in a minute. Since on the Horde side there is only Blood Elf, there isn't much choice. But on the Alliance side, humans would be my top Retribution Paladin pick. Let's go through the optimized talent spec real quick. In a Holy Tree, just one talent with all 5 points, which tells you from the start that strength increases with percentage with every strength piece you acquire. In the Protection tree, go for Kings, don't be that Retribution who doesn't have Kings. Retribution tree, on the other hand, well, you take everything that is PvE related, except improved Blessing of Might, that's not your requirement. In my opinion, Retribution talent setup is one of the most rounded specs in-game talent-wise. You get everything you need and you don't have points to spare, but on the other hand, it doesn't allow that much customization and flexibility, which I'm fine with personally in this case. Stats are as usual. You want to get that hit rating, but luckily with talent you need 6%, which is about 95 points only. In case Boomkin in raid you need 3%, which is 48 points, and in case of Alliance Draenei race or having it in your party you need 1% less. After that you will want expertise, but it won't always be available, so get it when you can. Third one is strength, because of Divine Strength talent. Every 1 strength is converted to 2.4 attack power, so go for it over attack power, which is on the 4th spot for obvious reason, Paladin being all up close and personal. After all this, you can focus on agility or flat crit chance due to Vengeance talent, which gets triggered every time you crit and you want it to stack up to 3 as soon as possible. Now this might tip someone off, but who cares? Haste and armor penetration come after all this. Surely those are quite strong stats, but early in the game you won't find many pieces with those stats. It gets its value in the endgame, and that's when you're gonna get it. Every other stat comes after these. Rotation, or you can say Retribution, is straightforward. Pre-cast Seal of Crusader and open with Judgment, and then cast Seal of Blood right after that, and then Crusader Strike on cooldown. Also, you want to judge the Seal of Blood on every cooldown as well, and then cast a new Seal of Blood. You can do it through a macro since Judgment and Seal are not on the same global cooldown. And that's pretty much it. Now, I know and I'm familiar with Seal to be Sting Sacrilege, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. Basically, you want to attack with a Seal of Command and then cast Seal of Blood about 0.4 seconds before your swing timer, because Seal of Command stays as a buff for 0.4 seconds longer, along with Seal of Blood. This allows your next melee hit to proc both seals and additional Seal of Blood because Seal of Command deals damage. It requires a lot of practice and you might not always make it. Good luck trying though. Other notable Retribution Paladin spells and their usage is not lacking either. First of all, Consecration. AoE damaging spells, useful when you have a lot of mana and just want to burst as much as you can. In case the target is undead or demon, you can use Holy Wrath and Exorcism along with Consecration, but be mindful cause your main rotation shouldn't be on hold to cast these 3. One more additional offensive spell is rather curious. Hammer of Wrath can be used on a target for holy damage only if target is under 20% of HP. Not that mana efficient, but useful in some cases. Avenging Wrath is the spell of its own. It acts like a mini Bloodlust for Paladin and increases damage done by 3%. It does cause forbearance though, but everyone just loves its visual. When it comes to raid usefulness of Retribution Paladin, it does not go as far as Paladin Blessings go. There is Cleanse as Dispelling ability, Blessing of Protection, a discount Paladin bubble cast on a party or raid member that protects it of physical attacks and damage. Lay on Hands, ultimate healing spell that heals target to full HP instantly and gives almost 1000 mana, but uses all of the mana of the paladin that casted it. Redemption, of course, the resurrection spell, and lastly in this category I'll mention the Divine Intervention. Ultimate sacrifice spell that gives your target full immunity, shield, and takes out of combat and threat table respectively. Some of these may have quite a long cooldown. But beside all this, you might still wonder why Retribution is a part of a raid team, when all of this can be done by Protection Paladin or a Holy Paladin. Well, as I mentioned earlier already, the Judged Seal of Crusader gives plus 3% physical crit rating to all physical attackers, but Improved Sancticity Aura takes it a step further and increases damage done by players affected by 2%. That's what makes Retadin an uber support class, as it should be. Increasing damage done by percentage means that it only gets better further on, the more gear you or your party gets. Consumables for Retribution are nothing more special than a regular melee DPSer, just a slight actually. Relentless Assault Flask is a go-to, but in case of demons, go for Demon Slaying Elixir and either Major Mage Blood or Draining Wisdom. Roasted Cleft Hoof as a food buff, or alternatively hit rating food if you really need it. Haste Potions or Insane Strength Potions are your potions to go. Scrolls of Strength, Agility, and some Dark Runes perhaps for min-maxing, but that's not a must. Professions are, as usual, subjective, depending on what you already have on tunes and if you have other tunes, but PvE-wise I suggest blacksmithing for weapons or engineering for headpiece. Leatherworking has some value still, it will carry your best and slot piece of gear in the endgame. But if you want to go with blacksmithing or engineering, you can pick up mining along the way. Crusader Aura helps a little bit. Gemming is following the Retribution meta, and that's strength. Bold Living Rubies pretty much in most cases. If the socket bonus is good and you want to take it, other go-to gems are Inscribed Noble Topaz and Sovereign Knight's Eye. For meta gem, Relentless Earthstorm Diamond is the best choice, cause you will be critting more and more deeper into the expansion. Now that's a bubble-wrapped Holy Warrior Knight of the Light. If I didn't manage to sell you the Retribution Paladin, I'd like to hear why, or if I did, let me know down in comments. For those who are still keen on playing Paladin but just not Retribution, stick around and hit the big red respec button for upcoming Holy and Protection Paladin guides. Thanks for watching, stay safe and have fun playing the game. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!